The new state budget's biggest single project is NCInnovation. It's a nonprofit organization hoping to boost North Carolina's economy by ramping up innovation. We're talking about $500 million going to the group. That breaks down to about $250 million each year for the next two. That money will help fund university research projects to help them get off the ground as viable businesses. The nonprofit's Chief Information Officer, Michelle Bullis, joins us now live to talk about all of this. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you so much for having me, Ashley.
So, the money is going to get distributed as grants to researchers who are trying to turn whatever it is that they're working on into a business. What's your focus for these research projects? I imagine that you've got to have the private sector in mind as you are making decisions on who's going to get the money.
Absolutely, thank you. Yes, so the $500 million that the state is investing in NCInnovation over the next 2 years, as you said, will go into an endowment, actually, that will be managed by NCInnovation, and the proceeds of that endowment, the interest of that endowment, will be invested in building out the research to commercial pipeline in North Carolina. We're not focused on any specific technology sector. We are so blessed to have a university system that is extremely diverse in our areas of expertise. Everything from aerospace and aviation and drone technology to our deep ocean technologies along our coastal institutes, to clean energy, to semiconductor industry. So really looking at where are the best opportunities to make those matches to promising industry sectors in the state and then amplify that innovation out of our research institutions.
You're doing all the behind the scenes work right now. You're hoping for this upcoming spring to be able to sort of launch this out to the public?
We are. We're putting the infrastructure in place. We've hired 4 regional directors. They started today at their home institutions in the East, the West, Charlotte, and the Piedmont. But we do have a number of very specific governance and regulatory steps that we need to take based on the legislative language. So making sure that we're setting ourselves up to run a successful grants program at the scale and the complexity of what we have modeled is really going to be in our focus for the next 6 months.
So you've got $500 million. That sounds like a big chunk of change. However, that's just for 2 years, and that money can go very quickly. This past summer, your CEO, Bennett Waters, said in order for NCInnovation to be viable, you'd need $1.4 billion. Otherwise, the endeavor could go bankrupt. So how do you fill that gap of money?
Correct. So the $1.4 billion models a near $90 million to $100 million spend annually, which is what our research, background research has shown it will take in North Carolina to really do this at scale. That longevity is important, and many thanks to the members of the General Assembly who proposed and shaped the model that has the potential for that longevity, if we can show success in the early years, to be able to consider increasing that endowment so we can have a 10 to 15-year runway in the state.
Got it. So you're really leaning on follow-on funding from the state in order to make this a viable project?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me just, real quick, we're running out of time here, but just real quick, in 10, 15 years, what do you hope the legacy will be?
I hope the legacy will be a very robust innovation to industry ecosystem, particularly in the regional parts of the state. RTP, we've seen huge success. Our regions have been a little bit left behind in some of the areas around technology-based innovation. And so we'd really like to see a distribution that takes advantage of our university system and the particular strengths of those regional areas.
Michelle Bullis, thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you for having me.